Good evening, you're watching AWANI Tonight with me, Faye Kwan. The government is considering special incentives for companies to ensure a stable supply of bottled cooking oil. Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Minister Dato' Amizan Muhammad Ali says these are among the special measures discussed in a briefing with the Prime Minister today.
Following the briefing, Armizan said his ministry has been instructed to direct companies to maintain supply in the market. He added that they would roll out stricter enforcement to prevent hoarding or leakage for all types of cooking oil. He explained that the ongoing shortage was due to the increasing production costs of crude palm oil, which has surged over the last 2 years. This has led producers to scale back on bottled cooking oil production to manage costs.
The Ayer Kuning State constituency in Perak will go to the polls on April 26. Election Commission Chairman Datuk Sri Ramlan Harun says the nomination for the by-election has been set for April 12th, with early voting on April 22nd.
Daftar pemilih pilihan raya PRK Dewan Negeri N48 Ayer Kuning Perak ini mengandungi seramai 31,897 orang pemilih. PRK Dewan Negeri N48 Ayer Kuning Perak memerlukan peruntukan sebanyak ringgit Malaysia 2.5 juta.
He added that 601 election workers would be appointed to carry out the by-election. It is being held following the death of its assemblyman Isham Shahrudin on February 22nd due to a heart attack. Isham, who was Tapah UMNO Division Chief, had won the seat with a 2,213 vote majority in a 5-cornered contest during the 15th general election in 2022.
Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim warns not to exploit religious issues as a political weapon for personal gain. This follows several controversial issues related to the 3 Rs, race, religion and royalty in recent weeks.
Mana-mana parti ataupun pimpinan masyarakat janganlah tunggang isu ini untuk kepentingan peribadi, kerana kalau kita teruskan dia akan membakar dan musnahkan rakyat. Tapi sikap kerajaan tentu tegas. Penghinaan, merendahkan darjat manusia, agama tidak dibolehkan, apalagi dalam negara kita yang berbagai kaum dan agama. Islam, agama persekutuan kita martabatkan, tetapi kita jaga keharmonian. Jadi saya nak nasihat itu pandangan, jangan gunakan ini sebagai senjata politik kerana ini akan membakar diri.
The Prime Minister added that any religious views should be conveyed through the appropriate channels and in accordance with existing rules and laws. He said strict action will be taken against anyone who insults religion as it threatens unity and harmony in the country.
The ongoing hot weather is predicted to be less severe than last year due to the weak La Niña phenomenon. According to Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability Minister Nik Nazmi Nik Ahmad, Malaysia is currently in the final phase of the northeast monsoon, which will end mid-March. He said Malaysia would experience the southwest monsoon from May to September this year, which brings hot and dry weather. Citing forecasts from the Malaysian Meteorological Department, he said rainfall was expected to decline between 20 to 40% this month in the northern peninsula, west coast and eastern Sabah, and in western Sarawak next month. The country is expected to return to normal rainfall in July and August. Nik Nazmi also warned that localized haze may still take place if open burning was not controlled. State governments have been urged to monitor and develop peatland infrastructure in fire-prone areas in line with Putrajaya's ongoing efforts. We'll head for a quick break. Stay tuned.
Kerap menggaru kulit kepala disebabkan keluh mumur, masalahnya lebih mendalam. Gunalah Head & Shoulders menembusi 5 lapisan untuk membasmi keluh mumur dan kegatalan. Bebas keluh mumur sehingga 100%. Head & Shoulders diuji secara dermatologi.
This is digital karma.
Kalau aku tak bunuh dia, kita yang mati. Bukan aku tak sedar. Orang yang aku tembak tu penjahat. what been missing this whole time. They need a face in my... You.
One Cent Thief, Season 2. Stream episod baru setiap Jumaat on demand di Astro Citra dan Astro Go.
Welcome back. A South Korean court has cancelled the arrest warrant of impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol, paving the way for his release from jail. Yoon was arrested in mid-January on insurrection charges over his brief declaration of martial law.
The Seoul Central District Court said the ruling was based on the timing of the indictment that came after the initial detention period had expired. The court also questioned the legality of the investigation process, which involved two separate agencies. The decision follows a request by Yoon's lawyers to cancel his arrest last month, arguing that the delay in indictment made his detention illegal. Yoon, who was impeached and suspended from power on December 14, has been in custody since January 15 over his imposition of martial law, a move that was overturned within hours by Parliament. A former prosecutor, Yoon is the first sitting South Korean president to face a criminal trial.
US President Donald Trump has suspended the 25% tariffs he imposed this week on most goods from Canada and Mexico. This is the second time in 2 days that Trump has rolled back his taxes on imports from the US's two biggest trade partners.
And I spoke to the President of Mexico, wonderful woman, today, and we helped them out with the problem they were having to do with the tariffs, short-term tariffs. And we had a very good conversation. Also, we discussed drugs, and they've been working much harder lately. Do you notice that? On people coming in and drugs, and we've made tremendous progress on both.
The exemptions will remain in place until April 2nd, when Trump has threatened to impose reciprocal tariffs on all U.S. trading partners. It covered goods under the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement negotiated during Trump's first term, though a White House official said about 50% of U.S. imports from Mexico and 62% from Canada may still face tariffs. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum welcomed the move, while Canada said it will delay a planned second wave of retaliatory tariffs on U.S. products until April 2nd. On Wednesday, Trump said he would temporarily spare car makers from the levy just a day after they came into effect.
Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi criticized the U.S. for imposing additional arbitrary tariffs on Chinese goods, condemning what he called a two-faced approach. He emphasizes mutual respect is key to stable China-U.S. relations and warned that no country can suppress China while expecting good ties.
Wang made the remarks at a press conference on the sidelines of the third session of the 14th National People's Congress in Beijing. Criticizing the U.S. for imposing tariffs over fentanyl concerns, Wang argued that fentanyl abuse in the U.S. was a domestic issue that should be solved within the country. He also highlighted China's strict anti-drug policies and scheduling of all fentanyl-related substances as early as 2019 at the U.S. request. The U.S. and China are in a tit-for-tat tariff war since Trump returned to office for a second term in January. The U.S. has imposed a 20% tariff on all Chinese imports, with China responding with an additional 15% duty on certain U.S. imports and expanding controls on business dealings with key U.S. companies.
SpaceX's Starship, the largest and most powerful rocket ever built, exploded mid-flight shortly after its launch from Texas on Thursday. The uncrewed spacecraft was meant to complete a 1-hour mission, but lost control and broke apart, making this its second consecutive failure this year.
Flaming debris was seen falling over the Caribbean, while flights in Miami and Orlando were briefly grounded due to safety concerns. SpaceX said the Super Heavy booster, which helps lift the rocket off the ground, had successfully returned to the launch pad. However, the main spacecraft lost several engines before communication was cut off. The company, owned by billionaire Elon Musk, said it would analyze the data to determine what went wrong on its 8th mission to test the rocket. The incident comes just over a month after the 7th test flight also ended in an explosive failure. NASA plans to use a version of Starship for future moon missions, while Elon Musk envisions it to take people to Mars. But repeated failures raise safety and regulatory questions.
French police halted train traffic to and from the Gare du Nord station in Paris after an unexploded World War II bomb was found on tracks leading to the terminal. All Eurostar services between Paris with the UK, Belgium and the Netherlands have also been suspended as police worked to disarm the device. The bomb was discovered during overnight works in a suburb of the capital city. Travellers were advised to reschedule their journeys for a different date or claim a refund voucher. Local train services within Paris were also temporarily suspended. Experts say it is not uncommon to discover unexploded wartime bombs in such areas. British and American bombers had regularly targeted rail yards in Paris and other cities to disrupt the German war effort. The future of work is evolving with rapid technological advancements and the use of artificial intelligence. Are graduates ready to adapt and thrive in this changing job market? Associate Professor Dr. Chen Ziyuan and Yeo Yi Sin from Nottingham University, Malaysia, share their insights.
I think many students, including me, suffer from uncertainty. AI is constantly changing at such a rapid pace that today's skill that we have right now may not be sufficient for tomorrow. And this rapid change have caused a lot of graduates to feel very overwhelmed and anxious as they try to keep up with emerging technologies and techniques. And moreover, AI-driven workplaces demand high adaptability. And yet, many graduates still try to strive towards like traditional career path, which may no longer exist in the future.
Meanwhile, Dr. Chen also highlights how educators need to adapt their teaching methods to fit students' future needs.
One of the challenges definitely will be how are you going to update your curriculum to meet the current needs, the industry needs. And what we did is to have the industry people to come and review our modules annually, and we will receive their feedbacks. And if certain expertise we don't have, this could be many of the universities are facing the same challenge. It's always difficult to get, the people with the right expertise. So what we did is we invite the industry experts to come and deliver the guest lectures. They will share the latest technologies or even the real projects they are working on with our students to let the students to understand what happens in the real world situations. So this is about the curriculum.
Catch the full conversation on It's About Youth every Friday at 10:30 p.m. only on Astro AWANI. Now that wraps up AWANI Tonight. Check out our web portal, keeping you informed on the critical events shaping our world, all in one place at international.astroawani.com. That's all for now. I'm Faye Kwan. Thank you for watching and good night.